Book today at DoubleTree.com. DoubleTree by Hilton, where the little things mean everything.
It's like a loop machine. All around town, people trying to get down. It's like a loop machine.
It didn't. What happened was a gentleman wanted to do the Black College Sports Network in partnership with the HBCU for these black colleges.
Absolutely.
And it would have educated the Black College Sports Network. This is what he wanted to do. That would have educated a lot of black kids. Okay. That was the real reason why I got into it, was when I saw what happened with the Black College Sports Network, which I
Majesty is a premium health and wellness tea line focused on bringing delicious yet healthy tea blends to the community. Filled with an abundance of vitamins and antioxidants, we work to blend teas with exotic spices and fruits to produce scrumptious and wholesome beverages. So check us out at mymajesties.com. That's MyMajesties.com. My Majesties, an Urban Passport member.
Now, you can live in Texas and not have a good red meat blend. Texas Cowboy Dust is designed for steak and other red meats. It's out to be my most popular spice blend, made with onions, peppers, ground mushrooms, pink salt, and other spices. Texas Cowboy Dust also goes great with chicken, pork, vegetables, and adds a restaurant quality sheen to gravies and sauces.
a gentleman wanted to do the Black College Sports Network in partnership with the HBCUs.
Let's face it, shopping for insurance can be time-consuming. That's why when it comes to your auto, home, and life insurance needs, make things simple and trust the experts at Allstate. They will help you get the coverage that fits your needs while helping you bundle your life, home, and auto policies. Bundling saves you money, sure, but it also saves you time, so you can enjoy the things that matter most even more. Contact me, Tammy Haynes, your local agent, for a free personalized insurance quote. Allstate, are you in good hands?
Q Time is a classic Atlanta soul food restaurant located in the historic West End. Q Time Soul Food is a family business started by Fred and Christine Crenshaw. Come on in, relax, and sink your chops into our tantalizing, mouth-watering, distinctive soul food with a twist, the Q Time way. 1120 Ralph David Abernathy Boulevard, or call your order in at 404-758-2881. Do you miss your mama's cooking? Then come on down to Q Time, an Urban Passport member.
I've been waiting for days to come like this, better than ever before. And now I know there's more.
Wherever you've been, whatever you've been through, we have a warm welcome waiting for you at more than 325 hotels around the world. Book today at DoubleTree.com. DoubleTree by Hilton, where the little things mean everything.
It's like a loop machine. All around town, people trying to get down. It's like a loop machine.
Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to another Black College Sports Network broadcast. We are broadcasting the GCAC Basketball Championships. We are live on the campus of Xavier University in New Orleans, Louisiana, at the Xavier University Convocation Center for semifinal action. The men's and women's semifinals taking place here today, the Final Four. My name is Brian Fulford, and joining me for 4 games today, we've got a great day of games. Joining me here, I guess it would be on the right or I guess it would be, the right side, my right, AD Drew, my normal broadcast partner as we've done some EWC games throughout the course of the year. And then joining us for today and tomorrow, Coach Carol McLeod, a 95 graduate of Clark Atlanta, played for Clark Atlanta in 95. Coach, welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
AD, are we ready for another outstanding weekend of GCAC basketball?
Survive and advance. Survive and advance.
That's the theme that we have for you. Survive and advance is 4 teams, actually 8 teams, will look to try to narrow it down and get to the championships, which will be held tomorrow. Our first matchup is a 2 versus 3 seed, where we have Rust College taking on Phildander Smith. Rust is the 2 seed coming into this contest. Phildander Smith, the 3 seed. And the great thing about this is there's familiarity in this contest as both teams have seen each other twice. AD, tell us about the previous matchups between these 2 teams.
Rush, number 2 team in the conference, swept Phildander throughout the year. They were 2-0 against Phildander. Phildander won 24 games. Normally, that's going to put you in first place in most conferences. That's going to get you ranked. But when you go 0-4 against the top 2 teams in the conference, that being Talladega and Russ, is how you wind up in 3rd place. Should be a great game. The question is, can Phildander shoot the ball, or will Russ defense stay supreme over this team?
Carol, tell us a little bit about Rust and what they come into this contest with.
Yeah, and so Rust, the school is in Holly Springs, Mississippi. It's a great school, and they actually have a number 1 first team, Kamisha Walker, and she is a senior this year, but she is doing some amazing things, so they have to contend. Phildander has to contend with her and what she brings to the table.
Right, coming into the ball game, averaging 18.7 points per game, the conference player of the year.
Yes.
Also, Coach Eric Jackson, the coach of the year in his 3rd year at Rust College. And AD, so the survive and advance keys for Rust are
the 3rd seeded Phildander Smith Panthers versus the number 2 seed Rust Lady Bearcats.
In an interview when I talked to him yesterday, can they do the small things?
right. As we get ready for the playing of the national anthem, we'll pause for a moment and then come back with the keys for Phildander Smith. All right, as we come back to the keys and the matchup for this game, we go to Phildander Smith. And Carol, give us the profile on Phildander Smith, the number 3 seed.
So Phildander Smith also has a player by the name of Terrell Dominique, who made the first round team as well. And then they too have a younger roster, older roster, and they are really ready to compete as well.
Exactly. And so for AD, what are our keys to advance for Phildander Smith?
A 5'6" senior guard from Memphis, Tennessee, number 22, Sierra Pettis.
They shoot the ball well. It's against everybody except for Russ College team.
Memphis, Arkansas, number 34,
can they find a way to shoot the ball? And can they find that unsung hero, that person who's not in their top 7 or 8, who can
and now for the number 2 seed, Russ College Lady Bearcats.
That was Abika.
A 5'5" sophomore guard from Hialeah, Mississippi.
She's averaging 2 points
Shane
a
Johnson.
game, but against Tukado, she put in a big
5'11"
16.
senior guard from Atlanta, Georgia. Number 3, Kanisha Walker.
For this team,
A
right?
5'8" junior guard from.
All right, let's go ahead and get into the starting lineups here. We're going to set that for you for Phildander Smith, the college, Phildander Smith College Panthers.
Georgia, number 23.
Their starting lineups will start with number 1, Vivian.
6'1" sophomore center.
Try to get this last name right here. Emma Renzor from 5'5" junior from Lagos, Nigeria. Number 11, Terrellyn Dominic, a 5'5" senior from Little Rock, Arkansas. Number 15, Lorena Walker, a 5'7" junior from Star City, Arkansas. Number 22, Ciara Pettis, a 5'6" senior from Memphis, Tennessee. And number 34, Amisha Hamlet Brown, a 6'1" senior from Memphis, Arkansas. And Phildander Smith in the yellow trimmed in green. And for Russ College, the Lady Bearcats, their starting lineups, number 0, Shay Johnson, a 5'5" sophomore from Byhalia, Mississippi. Number 3, the Conference Player of the Year, Kamisha Walker, 5'11" senior from Atlanta. Number 12, Andrea Carter, the 5'8" junior from Philadelphia, Mississippi. 23, Ebony Hargrove, 6' sophomore from Eatonton, Georgia. And number 35, Katie Blackman, 6'1" sophomore from Olive Branch, Mississippi. And there you see Rust in white, trimmed in blue. Always love the white letters and numbers that are in white to match the uniforms that are trimmed in blue.
Tough on your eyes.
Always tough on the eyes.
Pretty hard to read the numbers, but okay.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to contrast in uniforms?
Yeah. We'll talk to the equipment managers about that. So here we go, tipping it off. We've got Harris Brown for Phildander and Blackman for Rust. Phildander Smith controlling the ball. Number 11 is Terrellyn Dominic.
Right, she's the first team All-American.
Baseline drive. There's a kick out in the corner. There's Amisha. Thought about it there. There's Ciara Pettis at the top of the key. There's Hamlet Brown. She shoots the 3. And there's our first 3 points of the contest from Amisha Hamlet Brown.
She's got half her average already, Brian. She's only averaging 6'2" a game. And she's got 3 thus far.
What I remember about Hamlet Brown, AD, is from our broadcast with EWC earlier in the year. She was a difference maker in the second half of that contest if she can stay out of foul trouble. And I think so that'll be a key for her early is can she stay on the floor? Rust is a very tall team, and so the advantage that she gives them, and there you saw right off that turnover, her being able to guard Blackman in the post, resulted in that. So Phildander with a 3-0 lead. Down inside, there's Ciara, top of the key. 3-point attempt, and there's another one, and that one, Lorena Walker. And so 2 quick 3-point baskets, and it's a 6-0 lead for Phildander Smith. Ball in the hands of Walker. She pulls from deep. Off the rim, no good. Rebound by Vivian. There's Pettis. Swinging it around the horn, back in the hands of Dominic, and she'll set the offense up. Thought about using the screen. We've got about 12 seconds on the shot clock. Going into the lane, tries to dump it off, but it's stolen away. Pushing up his Rust all the way to the bucket. Practically uncontested, but that's a blown layup there by Andrea Carter. Rebound by Walker. Walker going to the bucket, and I think it's going to be a traveling call.
It's 2 turnovers, 2 possessions. That's what this team cannot do if they're going to try to beat this number 2 team in the conference.
Looks like they're about to add pressure.
A little bit of pressure there by Phildander. They're choosing to stay in their man-to-man here, pick up at half court. Ball in the hands of, there's Walker on the left wing, being guarded by her doppelganger, Lorena Walker. There's the top of the key three-pointer. No good air ball. Rebound by Blackman.
Did not reset the shot clock.
10 seconds on the shot clock now. Back inside to Blackman. She fumbles it. Recovered by Hamlet Brown. Here come the Panthers. Three-point attempt by Sierra Pettis, and it's a 9-0 lead, and a quick timeout by Russ. Coach Eric Jackson has to take a timeout, and we'll take a break. You're watching the GCAC Basketball Championships on the Black College Sports Network.
It didn't. What happened was a gentleman wanted to do the Black College Sports Network in partnership with the HBCU or these black colleges.
Absolutely.
And it would have educated the Black College Sports Network. This is what he wanted to do. That would have educated a lot of black kids. Okay? That was the real reason why I got into it, was when I saw what happened with the Black College Sports Network.
Majesty is a premium health and wellness tea line focused on bringing delicious yet healthy tea blends to the community. Filled with an abundance of vitamins and antioxidants, we work to blend teas with exotic spices and fruits to produce scrumptious and wholesome beverages. So check us out at mymajesties.com. That's MYMAJESTEA.
Back to live action here as Phildander Smith has jumped out to a 9-0 lead on 3 3-pointers, putting Rust down early in this contest. Coming out of the timeout.
Philander's defense is awesome. They are on top of them.
Hargrove, and there's another post pass inside to Blackman. The second time she's been unable to handle it. There's a pull-up jump shot. No good off the backboard. I think we've got a foul on the floor. And they're going to call that on Phildander Smith.
Didn't quite see what happened there on that. Looked like she had inside position, but apparently she had to use her hands or something else. Was that one of those tricks that you taught her over there, Coach?
It looks like it was a little over-the-back action going on.
All right.
Lisa Crawford checked into the ball game for Russ, number 15.
Nice crossover.
Walker pull-up jump shot, no good. Rebound shot attempt, no good. Pushing the ball up the floor is Dominic. And I believe that went off a Russ player. That was Shea Johnson on the other end, unable to convert that that miss by Walker. Phildander inbounding underneath. Pettis in the corner, nearly lost it. Into lane, there's a foul.
Definitely got a buddy's worth on that one.
I think the fall was harder than the actual foul, if I had to, in my opinion. But that will be on Ebony Hargrove. That will be her first, team first. And going to the line is Emerenzor, Vivian.
Just on defense, guys, it seems like Russ needs to do a little better job of talking to each other, because they are giving them a chance to get on the outside and shoot the threes.
Lorenzo on the shooting 60% off the year from the line.
First one is good for Emerenzor. Second attempt is good. And then there's an 11-0 run for Phildander Smith to start this ball game. 6:15 to go in the first quarter. In our previous two matchups, AD, I'm curious, in the first quarter, what do those first quarters look like in those previous matchups? There's a deep three, no good. Rebound by Dominic. She's on the move. There's a pull-up three-pointer for Dominic, no good. Air ball rebound by Hargrove. Here comes Russ, pushing the ball all the way up ahead. There's off the glass, first bucket of the game for Kamisha Walker.
Yeah, that was a good look up.
In transition.
In the game, Phildander at Russ, which was played on the 29th, Russ led after the first quarter, 25-19. In the game played on February the 8th, Phildander led 16-12 after the first quarter.
There's a rebound by Hargrove after a pair of misses by Phildander. Back comes Walker. Ooh, that might be, well, I'll tell you what, from up here.
Looked like a little charge, a little push shot.
Yeah, but I wonder with Walker not quite in position, maybe the heads-up play there by Walker recognizing that. And that's going to be Lorena Walker's second foul. And she comes out of the ball game. Well, actually, no, check that. That was Amisha Hamlet-Brown who came out of the ball game, and checking in is Anika Clark.
Well, Russ is on the board now. We'll see if they can pick back up and get in the game a little bit better.
Walker knocks the first one down. Let's see if she can make two in a row. Gets that second one to fall. So she goes 2 for 2. Also checking into the ball game, Tamaya Butler checks in for Rust. Tamaya Butler, number 1, checked in. Also checking in for PSC, number 5, Rakia Lane.
I finally see Russ communicating on defense. I think it's going to make a major difference.
Driving into Lane, Emma Renzer kicks in the corner to Lane. Lane puts up a shot, no good. Rebound by Emma Renzor, and she goes back up with it. The 5'5" junior goes up with it. 13-4 lead for Phildander Smith. 4:46 to play. Quickly up ahead, Walker unable to rebound that, and I think that's going to go, they're going to say that's a Phildander Smith ball. I thought that might have come off of the hands of Anika Clark. Looks like Rust switching their defense again to for a minute it looked like it was a 2-3, and then it kind of morphed into maybe a 1-3-1.
Right.
There's a three-point attempt by Dominic. No good. Rebound by Johnson. All the way up ahead.
Pass. She's pushing. Very good.
That bucket there by Tamaya Butler. 13-6. Cuts the deficit to 7 for Rust.
And you were right. That defense is a 1-3-1.
Coach Jackson imploring his team to pick up the intensity a little bit. Pettis at the high post. There's Clark. Spin move, turn around, no good. That rebound right there by Crawford. Gives it over to Johnson. Johnson going into lane, pull up jump shot. Back of the rim, no good. Walker with the putback, no good. Here comes PSC.
Walker has the follower shot, so she's getting a lot of second-hand shots.
And Marenzor and Dominic playing a little back and forth as they try to see if they can make the defense move a little bit. Dominic at the top of the key. Nice little crossover. Kicks it over to Lane for 3. Count it. Another three-pointer. That's a 4th three-point bucket this quarter for Phildander Smith, and they jump back up to a 10-point lead.
They're doing a really good job of swinging the ball.
Coach, when you have an opponent that is off to a hot start like this in the first quarter, what kind of things are you doing to sort of counteract that? And there's a kick ball there, but it's going to go to Phildander Smith here. Pettis to Lane. And look at the ball work and the movement there as
I'd probably take a timeout.
You're taking a timeout at this point.
At this point, it's time to take a timeout.
So you got to hold on to it. Phildander has 6 field goals, 4 of them are from behind the arc.
What I found interesting on the last position, you had 4 yellow jerseys and only 2 white jerseys. And knifing into the lane there is Tamaya Butler, and she's going to go to the free throw line after being fouled.
Foul on number 5, Rakia Lane, her first personal.
PSC did a good job of hustling, so more substitutions coming in. Try to get those here as best as we can for Phildander Smith. Brianna Heath checks in for the first time, and Vivian Amarenzor checks out.
2 for Rust.
And we'll try to set our lineups and see who came into the ball game that we haven't seen thus far. First attempt by Butler is good.
Butler came in with a lot of energy. So it looks like she's ready to play. Maybe she can get the rest of the team to get on board.
Second attempt is no good. Johnson, Butler, Walker, Crawford, and Hargrove on the court for Rust. They are trailing by 11. 2:16 to play in the first quarter.
Duly note they switched up their defense. Rust did.
Pettis into the lane, kicks it over to Clark. Baseline jump shot, no good. Rebound by Blackman. Here comes Rust on the break. Up ahead to Walker, underneath, puts it up off the glass, and that's a miss. And I get the sense that Rust, with every opportunity they want to get down the floor in transition, and especially with Walker leading the break most of the times, she just has to settle in. I have a feeling as this game goes, she'll make some of those. And there's another three-pointer by Carolyn Dominic. That is the 5th three-pointer of the game. Dominic with her first bucket, 21-7.
You know, I talked to these coaches yesterday, and the Russ coach mentioned it's tough to beat a team 3 times, and Coach Greenwood over there is showing how tough it can be to beat a team 3 times.
Nearly stolen away by Heath. Down low is Blackman. It's blocked by Clark. Here comes PSC on the break. Pettis with the ball. Guarded by Walker and forced to bring that ball back out. So Phildander Smith will set their offense up. 15 on the shot clock. They try to go inside to Clark. Stolen away. 50 seconds on the clock. 21-7 lead for Phildander Smith. Walker from deep. Good Lord. Kamisha Walker.
That was like Steph Curry range right there, wasn't it, Brian?
Just showcasing a little bit why she was the Conference Player of the Year, leading the league in scoring.
Right, and she is going to have to take the lead and to get them back into this game. Still have a lot of space.
And let's see, we've got a foul as there looks like a legal screen. I think they called that on 22. I saw Sierra Pettis.
Offensive foul on Brianna Heath.
One of the things we talked about, or we noticed, we talked about in the pregame, is that Rust only has one senior on this team right now. That is Walker. And I noticed you can see Walker talking to her teammates a lot on defense about being in the right spot and getting to the right spot.
Yeah, she's definitely going to have to go ahead and get some help from the team, but I like the fact that she's taking advantage of just being a leader and not letting it get too far ahead.
She misses that shot, but the save attempt there by, try to see that young lady's number there, number 1, Butler. 6 seconds left to play. Dominic getting across half court, 4 seconds. 3, wide open is Pettis. And no, she almost blew the layup.
Talk about blown defense.
And talk about a first quarter that one team is definitely happy is from the results, and another team is just happy that it's over.
Yeah, they look a little frustrated, but it's time to have a conversation.
We're taking a break. Phildander Smith with a 23-10 lead in the first quarter. You're watching the GCAC Basketball Championships on the Black College Sports Network.
.com, My Majesties, an Urban Passport member.
Now, you can live in Texas and not have a good red meat blend. Texas Cowboy Dust is designed for steak and other red meats. It's out to be my most popular spice blend, made with onions, peppers, ground mushrooms, pink salt, and other spices. Texas Cowboy Dust also goes great with chicken, pork, vegetables, and adds a restaurant quality sheen to gravies and sauces.
A gentleman wanted to do the Black College Sports Network in partnership with the HBCUs.
Let's face it, shopping for insurance can be time-consuming. That's why when it comes to your auto, home, and life insurance needs, make things simple and trust the experts at Allstate. They will help you get the coverage that fits your needs while helping you bundle your life, home, and auto policies. Bundling saves you money, sure, but it also saves you time, so you can enjoy the things that matter most. Contact me, Tammy Dean, your local agent, for a free personalized insurance quote. Allstate, are you in good hands?
Back to live action as we start the second quarter here at the GCAC Basketball Championships on the campus of Xavier University at the Xavier University Convocation Center. Rust College, and I don't know how this is going to affect us. There's inside Blackman with a bucket. As we have a fire alarm that has gone off in the building. It'll be interesting to see how we play this. Do we continue playing, or do do we adhere to the emergency alarm? 23-12 off that bucket. Dominic loses control of the ball.
Where's home management at in this situation? Tell us what we need to do. Normally, you have to ejaculate.
And what's interesting is during this game, you have an overhead speaker giving us an emergency warning. So we're going to play right now until the management, but he was.
Somebody pulled the fire alarm. That's that old I don't want to take a test trick.
And it looked like Talia Butler actually went in and she created a foul.
All right.
Maybe somebody from Russ pulled the fire alarm to try to get a break so they can figure this stuff out.
Right. I'm apologizing. So you know I got a lot of things going on here as the official I think is trying to figure out from the Xavier.
He says continue to play.
We're going to continue to play as someone from Xavier comes over to explain what happened. So we had a foul on that last play. I missed who that foul was on by Phildander Smith.
May I have your attention?
Inbound underneath. There's inside the Blackman. There's Walker.
Got the deflection.
Good job.
Yeah. They're making a conscious effort to try to get the ball inside to Katie Blackman, who was a second-team All-GCAC player. And if she can't hold on to it, Walker's there. And that one's going to be on Blackman as she tried to come over with the double team.
How many is that for Blackman?
I believe that'll be her first.
May I have your
We have
attention,
8:59 to play in the second quarter.
May I have your attention, please?
As
There has been an emergency reported in the building.
an emergency alarm went off right after the start of the second quarter. At the line, Sierra Pettis trying to shoot through the distraction, and that rolls around off the back of the rim. Second free throw attempt, 23-14 lead for Phildander Smith.
May I have your attention, please?
Pettis gets that one to go in.
There has been an emergency reported
Pettis with 6 points in the contest. 24-14 lead, Phildander Smith leading.
Use the elevators.
Inside to Walker off the backboard, being guarded by Pettis.
It's interesting. I saw Walker talking to Coach. She's truly a leader on the floor.
I wonder if you can stay man-to-man against Walker.
May I have your attention, please? There has been an emergency reported in the building.
There's Pettis. She pulls up for three. No good. Blackman comes up with that rebound. Behind the back, into the lane. Runs into Hamlet Brown. That's not a foul. I'm sorry.
She kind of drew a foul. She wasn't ready.
May I have your attention?
Good recognition there by,
May I have your attention?
and let's see, we've got a 30-second timeout. I believe I thought I saw that being called by Phildander Smith. That'll be Coach Greenwood calling the timeout. And since it's a 30, we're going to stay here with the action. Coach McLeod, as you watch this game as it's taken shape so far,
yes.
What are your initial thoughts from Russ' side, who finds himself down by 8 right now?
In my opinion, if they continue to work together, follow Kamisha's lead in terms of our energy and making sure that they look at each other and continue to do the fast breaks that they're doing, and even when they don't make that first shot, go get some instant rebound or second chances.
And AD, as you see Phildander Smith right now leading, having success on offense, what are your thoughts on what we've seen thus far?
8 field goals, 5 of them have been assisted. 7 players have scored thus far for Phildander Smith, as opposed to only 3 players have scored for Russ. So continue to share the ball. Let's get everybody involved in the action. You know, sharing is caring, as I like to say. So, and if I'm Phildander, I've got to find a way to shut down Kamisha Walker. Russ has 16. She has 11 of those 16.
I don't think you can shut down Kamisha Walker.
Well, let me at least slow her down.
Here she is for 3. Back of the rim, no good.
Again,
there's Blackman with the rebound. Walker on the cut.
13 of the 18 now.
Could this be a case of if one person's going to beat you, okay, but don't let anyone else beat you.
If someone's going to Kobe-esque day.
Ooh, that's wow. It's kind of early in the game for. There's Lane with the ball. She tries the three-point attempt. No good. Clark tips it around.
Good rebound.
Katie Blackman comes up with that rebound, pushing the ball up ahead. Was Butler. That three-point attempt in the corner was no good. Blackman comes up with it as she falls down. A little slow to get up, she is. Butler into the lane, no good. Blackman got back up with it, and it's going to go off of Katie Blackman.
Russ also needs to make certain that they box out when they're down there so they can get a better advantage in getting that second shot.
Terrell Dominic with the ball. And I think we have made it past our emergency warning. I'm not hearing the beeping anymore.
That's some good concentration on their part.
I tell you. Dominic into the lane. It's knocked from behind by Walker. And there she is on the break by herself. Layup is good. And Kamisha Walker draining the turnover on one end, gets the bucket on the other end, and she cut the deficit to 4. Phildander Smith leading 24-20. 6:48 remaining in the half.
You know, college basketball, everybody's always going to make a run. It's when those runs occur and when you can sustain them. Now, Rust is on the run in the second quarter, just like Phildander was on the run to open the game.
Lorena Walker going to the bucket, gets fouled. And substitutions come in for both teams. For Rush, Shea Johnson comes in and Jasmine Coleman comes out. Sierra Pettis comes back in for Phildander Smith. Walker misses that first free throw attempt. Second attempt, no good. And, we're going to get a foul call over the back there, looks like, by Vivian Emerenzor.
Good job, Emerenzor.
I figured it out. I got a little help with the pronunciation, and so I'm going to ride with it and hope her people, her family, if they're watching us from Lagos, Nigeria, are okay with the pronunciation. Inside is Blackman, being guarded tightly. And Walker comes up with it, turnaround jump shot. Blackman with the rebound and put back.
Did you give her an assist on that, or is that a shot?
That was a pure miss shot. if we're gonna say Kobe, then that was a Kobe miss right there. And it just so happened that she had a good teammate to rebound.
Those second chances, those second shots up, I told you, when they focus on that, they can really stay in this game.
Amisha Hamlet Brown, and I'm telling you, there's a certain energy that she plays with for this Phildander Smith team that really makes a difference for them. Very unusual free throw shooting stance. You two are coaches, AD and Carol. She shoots a little further. What they say, you normally put 1 foot on the nail. Well, she's about 2 or 3 steps to the left of the nail as she shoots this free throw. Second one, no good. Either of you ever had a player that shot so far away from the nail?
She looks pretty strong, so it looks like she's learned how to adapt, because otherwise it may be a nail banger.
Well, she shoots 67% on the season, so if that's what works for her, I hate to see what her percentage was before that.
Blackman skips it over to Johnson. There's Walker, no good. And let's see, Blackman's going to get called for the foul as Amisha Hamlet Brown.
And they got to watch out for Blackman, because I think that might be her second or third. So you got to be, she's doing some great things inside.
That's 2 on Blackman.
That is 2 on Blackman as she checks out of the ball game. And checking in now appears to be, I believe that's Tiana Smith, number 25. Correct me if I'm wrong there, AD. It's hard to see the numbers from all the way up here, so if I'm wrong, jump in and let me know.
I forgot to bring my football binoculars.
It's those great colors, numbers.
Nice move by Dominic in the lane. She missed that, but gets her own rebound, goes up with it.
Defense. Way to use principle of verticality.
And that was Lisa Crawford who checked in the ball game. So Crawford comes in. She's a 6'2 junior, of course. She comes in just a little more size than Blackman, who's only 6'1. And both of those young ladies, Blackman's a sophomore, and here's Carter, just a junior. Setting the high screen. Walker from deep. No good. Air ball by Dominic.
Yeah, she's having a Kobe day. That's that streak that Kobe gets when he misses everything.
3-point attempt by Emma Renzor. No good off the backboard. And there's a foul on Terrellyn Dominic.
How's she doing on her foul situation, Terrellyn?
Dominic, that is her first.
That's her first.
And I would imagine when you have a player of the skill set of Kamisha Walker that's done so much for your team and had a season like she's had, you kind of allow those shots from that distance, I'm assuming. What's her 3-point field goal percentage on the year there, AD?
She came into this game 43 of 186, 23%.
Nice drive.
Put back by Lisa Crawford. And we have a tie ball game with 4:30 remaining. So look at that. Russ has worked themselves all the way back into this contest. And we have a tie ball game, a new game. 4:20 remaining. Into lane, Emma Renzor. Nice move. High up in the air, no good, but we've got a foul on the floor against Phildander Smith.
So where's the breakdown right now for Phildander?
Philander's turning the ball over. Russ has not turned the ball over this quarter. That's one of the big reasons that Russ has been able to get back into this game.
Lisa Crawford's going to the line. Coach Eric Jackson very emphatic with his point guard, Shay Johnson, I believe. Not happy with something that was either she wasn't doing or wasn't communicating to her team. I always love the coach and point guard relationship. 4:17 left to play. And Rust with their first lead of the game off of the free throw by Crawford, leading 25-24. Phildander Smith had a lead as large as, I believe, 9, maybe 11 points in the first quarter. Sierra Pettis, we're going to call double dribble on Pettis, and the defense by Russ has definitely stepped up. You pointed those turnovers out, AD. There's another turnover by Phildander Smith. And back into the ball game is Katie Blackman, and Crawford comes out. Now Blackman comes in on an offensive possession, so most likely that's what she's in. There's a little two-man game with Walker to the bucket, and that's why she came in right there. Katie Blackman off the assist from Kamisha Walker, 27-24 lead by Rust. 3-point attempt by Pettis, rolls in and out. Blackman with the rebound. Here comes Shay Johnson on the right side. And they're going to call a little carry on the move. Just a little too hot.
You don't see that too often in college.
Just a little too hot with the sauce right there. And into the ball game now. Offensive, defensive substitution.
Uh-oh, here we go again.
We have a fire alarm tease.
They're big girls on the inside because they stopped shooting from the outside. And it.
Pettis kick out to Dominic for 3. No good. Rebound. There's a strong rebound by Walker. Now she's on the break up the middle of the floor. Brings it all the way back out to half court. Kicks it over to Ebony Hargrove right there at the top of the key. Gives it over to Shay Johnson. Johnson being guarded tightly, uses the screen. Overshoots Walker, but it's going to go off Phildander Smith as they were unable to control that.
I have to say I like the energy from Russ and how they are controlling the game right now and just pulling it back out and starting over and resetting.
Back into the ball game on an offensive possession, Katie Blackman. And we've got a timeout on the floor. I think
Good call, Coach.
Coach Jackson's going to call a timeout. 2:41 left to play in the first half. We're going to take a break. You're watching the GCAC Basketball Championships on the Black College Sports Network.
Q Time is a classic Atlanta soul food restaurant located in the historic West End. Q Time Soul Food is a family business started by Fred and Christine Crenshaw. Come on in, relax, and sink your chops into our tantalizing, mouth-watering, distinctive soul food with a twist, the Q Time way. 1120 Ralph David Abernathy Boulevard, or call your order in at 404-758-2881. Do you miss your mama's cooking? Then come on down to Q Time, an Urban Passport member.
.241 left to play here in the second quarter. Rust with a 27-24 lead after trailing in the first quarter.
7 seconds on the shot clock.
6 seconds on that clock. That basket was no good by Blackman. Nearly picked up a foul trying to swipe at a rebound. Into the lane is Dominic off the screen. Count it. Terrell Dominic uses screen, gets into the lane, cuts their deficit to 1.
Yeah, I clearly see why she made the first All-American team as well.
Up top is Ebony Hargrove. Shea Johnson, there's Blackman down low on the block. Kicks it over to, that shot was by Carter. Carter misses another. And PSC turns it over.
There's another one of those turnovers.
How many turnovers is that in this contest?
That was a missed foul also. She got hit in the face.
That's going to be their 8th turnover before them have occurred in this quarter, Brian, which has allowed Russ to get back into this game. You know, Russ has outscored Phildander 17-3 this quarter, Brian.
Wow. A tale of 2 quarters here in this first half of semifinal game number 1. 3-point, that basket by Walker. Blackman came down with it, and she was unable to get that basket to go back up. It goes out of bounds. It looks like it's going to stay on that end of the floor.
If I may, I see that Anika Clark it is over in the Phildander. She is actually giving Blackman her money's worth underneath the basket. She's making her earn those baskets.
Hargrove, that's an air ball. Ebony Hargrove with that shot there in the corner, and it goes out of bounds, and it's going to end up, it'll stay with Rust. 1:39 to play, 27-26 lead for Rust. Off the miss there by Andrea Carter. That's Lorena Walker with the ball. Goes inside, and what we've got?
A push, a foul.
Or did they call that on Blackman? If so, that's her 3rd.
He did.
They did. They called that on Katie Blackman, and that is her 3rd.
Coach has some decisions to make.
Well, this is an easy decision. 1:26 to go. You've got the lead. Come sit next to me.
Well, but it's an offensive possession. I think Coach Jackson's been playing with her on the floor on offensive possessions.
Check.
Unfortunately, she just wasn't able to come off the floor right then.
Yeah, but the one thing you have to worry about is picking up either a foul on an illegal screen or just driving to the basket on an offensive foul, and that's number 4. That really gets you out the game at that point.
So you don't think you think the risk is too great?
At this point, with the lead, with the game this close, I'm in the game. Yes.
27-27. It's a tie ball game. 1:17 to play. And there's Blackman off the 2-man game with Kamisha Walker.
To make the point.
But it's so good though, AD. Right. When they run that 2-man game, who's stopping it? Sometimes you may have to sacrifice. You may get proved right though. She picks up foul number 4 though.
I mean, if I'm Phildander, why am I not going after? They're attacking on the screen roll. Got her off on the switch.
Nearly stolen away. Dominic comes up with it through the lane. Nice move to Emma Renzor. Nice move by the point guard, Terrell Dominic, a first-team All-GCAC player.
Evacuate the building by the nearest exit. Do not use the elevators.
Baseline is Rust. And what do we have?
Wow.
3 seconds that time on Katie Blackman.
When the last time you see that call?
A 3-second call?
Yes. In a college game. We not talking about high school.
It's good to know they're still. It's good to know it's still out there.
Yeah.
You know,
It's very rare that it gets called.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, when you stay in the lane for 5 seconds, I mean, come on. 2 seconds is just a little too long.
I
Wouldn't you
actually
say?
thought the coach was calling a timeout, but that would have been silly.
Tie game, 29-29, 21 seconds left.
They could virtually run out the clock here.
About a second difference, maybe about 1.5 second difference between the game clock and shot clock. 13 seconds, 12 seconds. Ball in the hands of Rakia Lane. Dribbling it out, 8 seconds. She's got 6 on the shot clock. Making a move into the lane. Pull up. Got him.
Nice.
Rakia Lane with the nice
smart,
bucket.
nice.
And that's gonna end the half. And so going into the halftime, Phildander Smith with a 31-29 lead over Rust. It was a tale of 2 quarters. When we come back after the break, we'll break down what we saw in the first half as well as statistics and more. You're watching the GCAC Basketball Championships on the Black College Sports Network.